To this now, as we continue to bring you up to speed with all the preparations for the official opening of Parliament tomorrow. Let's now welcome SABC News reporter Abra Barbier, who's also keeping a very watchful eye of the current proceedings and joins us now for an update. Abra, a very good evening to you. So I've just spoken to Samkele. So take us through how the preparations are currently taking shape ahead, of course, of the OPA, and where exactly will this event be staged?
Alicia, just hold on. Alicia, everything seems to be going according to plan. Yesterday when I drove home from work, the traffic was really bad because of the rehearsals taking place in the streets of Cape Town in the city centre. So there will be more of that today, of course, outside of the parliamentary precinct. The actual event is taking place down at the City Hall. Earlier on in one of your intros, I heard you talking about the rolling out of the red carpet. And at this stage, I'm not sure if there's going to be a red carpet, because if you look at the weather predictions for Cape Town tomorrow, it's going to be a bit of a storm. So I'm not sure if they're going to have the red carpet or if they're going to do that inside the City Hall, because what happens normally is the red carpet is rolled out outside the venue, and then of course all the ministers and the politicians and their partners, then they get the chance to parade up and down that red carpet and speak to journalists before heading into the chamber. The chamber, of course, the City Hall has been designated as a chamber because of the fire, as you know. But as I say, because of the weather situation, because I mean, even with us as broadcasters, we normally do our interviews outside on the big plain, on the square in front of the City Hall. But remember, normally when we do SONA, State of the Nation, that's in February when it's still very, very hot and, you know, summer here in Cape Town. So tomorrow, because OPA is happening in winter, and it's a typical winter's day in Cape Town tomorrow again. That area is also designated for the media, but Parliament it seems like they do have a backup plan, and they actually they're going to allow us to do interviews if needs be in the Nelson Mandela Museum at the City Hall. I've just been told that. So yeah, in the event of rain, we will be conducting all our interviews inside. But in terms of preparations, everything seems to be going just fine. You know, Parliament, the staff, the admin people here, logistics, they know exactly what they are doing. They've been busy with the security sweeps. The parking lot that we normally park in has been converted into a massive search area. I'm not exactly sure whose cars are going through there, because most people have to park outside. So I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's MPs' cars, but I mean, MPs come into Parliament every day. So I don't know why there has to be this massive search and sweep of cars. Yeah, so that's what's happening around the precinct. But yeah, as you know, also all of this, we are in City Hall because of the fire of 2022. And that's probably how things are going to be going for the next 2 years in terms of parliamentary events. Alicia?
Abra, I mean, we noted during the swearing in of the new cabinet that rules of the House were actually altered by the Chief Justice. Have you heard anything in regards to this particular sitting?
When you're speaking about the rules, look for the swearing in. The Chief Justice has a prerogative. He has his prerogative to make changes. They weren't really massive changes. It was just a little bit of a tightening of the rules just to ensure order. So it's not a big thing, but the Chief Justice does have the prerogative to do that when he is presiding over the House. I haven't heard anything along those lines for tomorrow. Everything should go ahead as normal, and in the event of, you know, trouble or drama, Parliament will deal with it as it has been dealing with it in recent years. Alicia?
Yeah, and a very quick one, Abra, because in relation to security issues, we also have to note that tomorrow is also Mandela Day. So talk to us about the security measures, also taking into account that, as I mentioned to our reporter earlier on, Samkele Masego, the MK party, of which we understand will also be present tomorrow, had said previously that they will be undertaking or staging some peaceful protests in some of the precincts where some of these events will be taking place.
Alicia, they won't be able to hold any kind of protests within the precinct because City Hall is designated as a parliamentary precinct. It's cordoned off. So any protests will have to happen outside of the precinct. If the MPs themselves want to do something, they will be allowed onto the actual premises. But in terms of big protests by normal MK members, that will have to happen outside. And then in terms of security, I again haven't heard anything about security being beefed up, other than, you know, just the parking area, which is now cordoned off for searching of cars. But what I also do know is, in my experience here at Parliament with Sona, on the day you actually see the SAPs out in full force. You see the snipers on the roofs of the buildings around the precinct. So you will catch a glimpse of that here and there. I haven't heard anything about extra added security. But of course, if there was, we probably wouldn't be told anyway, due to security reasons. But tomorrow we will see the cops probably out in full force, as they usually are, for an event of this nature.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that update, Abra, and also just letting us know there that, of course, this will be the parliamentary sitting that will parliamentary sittings will be taking place at the City Hall for about the next 2 years since that fire took place in Parliament.